What is good, everybody, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel. For today's video, as you probably already read in the title, description, or thumbnail, we're gonna be going over the latest leaks from Nike themselves, and that is around the topic of the spring collection of Jordan brand. Yes, it's not yet Christmas, but Nike unveiled and unwrapped to us the best that's yet to come this spring from Jordan brand's collection. Now, just before we go any further, I did want to encourage you to like today's video and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. That is going to be the best way to help me to keep content coming to the channel, as well as getting me out to a more broad audience. As you guys are probably well aware, we're almost at 100,000 subscribers, and it would mean the world to me to eventually hit that milestone, a goal that I never thought in my wildest dreams would even be feasible. Anyways, with that being said, I did want to go over this list of 11 sneakers, beginning with the first pair releasing on January 14th. We've got the Jordan 5 Dunk on Mars. This is set to be a women's release, but don't get it twisted. I do expect a lot of us dudes going after this shoe, as it does somewhat resemble a Jordan 5 Raging Bull, which was very, very well received by the sneaker community. Set at a retail price of $200. Is this a sneaker that you are personally going to go for? I personally find it to be a very good shoe. Jordan 5 silhouette is one that I really like a lot. The colorway, of course, is on the louder side, but I still find it to be tastefully done in terms of like the color combination. So this is definitely going to be a sneaker that's gonna be on my radar. The next sneaker set to drop from Jordan brand is a Jordan 1, the OG True Blue. They're going to be dropping on the same day as the Dunk on Mars, that being on January 14th, 2023. As you can see in the picture, it does feature a color scheme that is true blue, white, and a cement gray. They are going to be set at a retail price of $180. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Are you guys planning to pick this one up? For me, it's an easy skip. I'm just not crazy about this colorway. However, if you do need this color scheme in your rotation, I can totally see why it would make sense. But yeah, for me, I'm going to be skipping out on this release. The third release from Jordan's Spring Collection 2023 brings us a Jordan 2 in Lucky Green. These are set to release on February 3rd at a retail price of $175. Now for me, I do have some mixed emotions about this shoe. The first one being, if I'm honest, if it's a off-white Jordan 2 or it's an Ama Meniere Jordan 2 or any Jordan 2 for that matter, I just am not crazy about the silhouette. With that being said, I think they crushed it with the color blocking, as it does have that aged midsole, and I find that that really complements that Lucky Green, and that in itself looks fantastic together. But I'm a Laker fan, and so Lucky Green isn't necessarily going to be the color I gravitate towards, as my allegiance and my heart is with the Lakers. With that being said, I like the shoe overall. I can definitely see myself styling this shoe a myriad of different ways. It really leans into that vintage aesthetic with the aged midsole, and that green just looked really, really good, complementing the shoe altogether. So this could be the Jordan 2 that brings me in. So it'll most likely be a game time decision for me. What about you guys? Do you plan to pick up this shoe? Do you think it's as clean as I do? Do you like the Jordan 2 silhouette whatsoever? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we've got a Jordan 6 in cool gray, releasing just one day later than the Lucky Green. A very fire colorway, to say the least. I feel like cool gray, anything really makes any silhouette look really good. You've got white leather and panels of cool gray with an icy bottom, which never gets old. For me, this is going to be an easy skip, as I already do have the UNC Jordan 6s, and I feel like one pair of 6s is enough for my collection. Next, Nike revealed to us a pair of Jordan 4s that I'm sure many of us men are going to be envious of, as this is a women's release. And these are what is known as the oil green, set to release on February 9th at a retail price of $200. I don't doubt that literally everybody is going to go for this shoe. It's such a clean colorway. You've got a sneaker that's predominantly comprised of a white leather with hits of seafoam, neutral gray. Overall, just a very, very well-balanced shoe. You got that pop of color with that seafoam. And yeah, I really like this sneaker a lot. I probably am going to end up picking this one up. Next, on February 11th, we've got another Jordan 4. This is what's known as the Jordan 4 Special Edition Craft Photon Dust. And in my humble opinion, I find this to be a very clean colorway. Now, with that word craft in the shoe's nomenclature, you are sure to get a shoe that is going to be higher in quality of materials. I think you're gonna quickly notice, if you are to get this shoe in hand, that this isn't a Jordan 4 that you are familiar with, as Nike opts to go ahead and use fabrics and materials that stand out relative to the standard leather or suede that we see on typical Jordan 4s. For that reason, you have a little bitty price bump of $10, as they do retail at $210. Now, moving on to a sneaker that I personally am very, very excited about, we've got a Jordan 1 High 85 in black and white. Set at a retail price of $200, this is above the standard price of a Jordan 1, which typically does retail at $180, which does make sense, as the Jordan 1 High does feature the 85 silhouette, which is to say it does feature a higher cut profile, stiff smooth leather, and aged tongue, to name a few. Needless to say, this is an insanely versatile color scheme, because after all, it is black and white, and we saw what resale did on the military 4s as well as the Panda Dunks, which despite all of these restocks continues to maintain a pretty high level of resale value. There is a chance of the shoe holding some resale value. However, at the very same time, I don't expect it to be too much, as we saw with the neutral grays, which in my opinion is a better colorway between the two. Didn't really go too crazy, at its peak performing at right around $450, which, you know, is kind of a lot, but relative to other Jordan 1s that are pretty hyped, that is on the lower end. Anyways, resale or not, I'm definitely going to make the shoe a part of my collection. There's absolutely no doubt about it, just because I do regret getting rid of my 2014 black and white Jordan 1. So this release couldn't have me any more excited. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to mention it. The shoe does release on February 15th. Now, on February 17th, just 2 days later, we've got another Jordan 1 release, but this time in Michael Jordan's alma mater colorways. These are what's known as the Jordan 1 Reverse Laney. They are going to be offered in women's sizing at a retail price of $180. As its name entails, it is the reverse colorway of Michael Jordan's high school, which I do love the storytelling behind it. With that to say, for me personally, I'm probably going to skip. Had I gone to that school, or if it was like my school's colors, maybe I'd consider picking them up. But for me personally, it's an easy skip. I don't really care for this color blocking whatsoever. But as I've always said here on the channel, fashion, sneakers, all that stuff is subjective. Taste is a totally arbitrary matter. So if you like them, by all means, go after them. On February 18th, which is geared to be NBA All-Star Weekend, we've got the playoff Jordan 13. Now, there is a bit of a backstory as to why this shoe is releasing on All-Star Weekend, and that is because Michael Jordan debuted this shoe in 1998 during All-Star Weekend. Set to be at a retail price of $210. This shoe for me is a definite cop. I'm definitely going to make this a part of my sneaker rotation just because of the nostalgia that comes with this shoe. Little side note, my first pair of Jordans was a 13, and since then I've always loved and appreciated this silhouette. And now, rounding things off with the last two sneakers, we're starting in March. This one's going to be dropping on March 4th. We've got a pair of UNC Jordan 5s. The UNC colorway for any Jordan silhouette always seems to be at the top of my personal cop list, and this one is no different. I love the Jordan 5 and I love the UNC colorway, and for those reasons, these will definitely make its way into my collection. They are set to sell at a retail price of $225. With that to say, I don't anticipate this shoe being insanely difficult to get, which is to say, if you put in that footwork, you'll probably be able to get them at retail, just because at a price point of $225, I don't know necessarily how much meat is left on the bone, proverbially speaking, for resellers. So they might be discouraged, but that is strictly based on my personal assumption. With that, good shoe, great color scheme, of course, great silhouette, and will definitely get its own video here on the channel. And now wrapping things up with what I believe is the best sneaker on this list. Jordan teased us and saved the best for last. The last sneaker of spring that is set to release from Jordan brand is none other than the Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined. And guys, in my opinion, this could potentially already take sneaker of 2023, as it does feature all of the elements that tickle my fancy when it comes to making a great shoe. I know it sounds hyperbolic, but I just love everything about the shoe, and you can absolutely bet that I will end up acquiring this shoe before the release. That way I can do the review and stuff like that. I just love this sneaker. Set to release on March 11th at a retail price of $210. The Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined features different elements that are kind of reminiscent of the Lost and Founds. Namely, you get that beat up box, that vintage style box, crafted OG specs, namely the red Jumpman on the tongue, Nike Air on the heel, elephant print overlays on the toe and the heel, white laces, red insole with black Nike Air branding, and of course that aged midsole and heel cup. Everything being based off of that original 1988 Jordan 3 White Cement. And yeah, man, I'm very, very excited about this shoe. It's just so good. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Am I overhyping it? Is it a shoe that you guys are going to be going after, or is it just another plain Jane shoe? Definitely curious what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. However, with that being said, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to communicate that to me by liking today's video and subscribing to the channel with notifications on. It truly is a major privilege of mine to get to serve you through making content, and I'll never take it for granted. Maybe remember over this season that love that came to save, that creator came to creation to dwell with him and die for the sins of the world. Show grace to your loved ones, hug them, hold them close, and let them know you appreciate them during this time. And I'm going to be doing the same. Guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next upload. Peace and be blessed.